English when you don't feel like studying for English. One, chat to your friends. Sometimes when you're not feeling into it, just picking up the phone and chatting to a friend will be the best thing that you can do, because having someone on the other side can help motivate the both of you together, especially if that other person isn't excited either to get into the work. So you gotta be careful though, try not to go off onto a tangent. So like what happened last weekend, or what movies are out at the moment that you really want to go to. Try to keep it focused on your schoolwork. If you've ever seen my video on studying in groups with friends, which I'll link here with you, I did a collab with my girl Jess, so that can teach you some of the things you can do with mates so that you are productive together. 2, find an element that you do like. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I have to read books that I don't necessarily enjoy, and sometimes I do find them a bit of a bore. So what do I do in order to spice it up a little, to give it a little bit of life, just so that I can be more interested in what's happening? I always try to find an element within that text that I do enjoy, and then I'll go and look that up on the internet. So for example, with the book 1984, I do talk about this book a lot, but it's just because I love it. But anyways, if you don't like 1984, which is totally fine, this book is all about dystopian worlds. And so what you could do is go ahead and start researching societies that are very much similar to what's written in the book. I became fascinated with things like North Korea, with movies that explore dystopian worlds. So like The Hunger Games, for example. So sometimes you don't necessarily just have to sit there and focus on the book. You can go off and research on your own terms things that are related to the book that will help you increase your understanding of the text or literature that's in front of you. Then the literature itself will become a lot more engaging for you. 3, charades. So all you need to do is find a friend and get your literature text. So what you'll do is basically take turns doing the charades. One person sits down and tries to guess what the other person is doing. So in terms of charades, what you can try to do is try to pretend to be a character, try to act out particular themes, literary devices. There's so many you can do. Of course, it's going to be a little bit difficult trying to act out particular literary devices like symbols, for example. So that could turn out pretty interesting, but it's still a great game altogether because it really gets you buzzing. It's fun, you learn more about the text, and half the time you won't even realize it because you're too busy having a great time with your friend. 4, Pictionary. Again, all you need to do is have a friend with you and then just draw out whatever it is in your literature text that you want to portray. So whether it's a concept, a character, literary device, quotes, it's going to be really interesting trying to draw out those things, but that's what makes it fun. Draw out the ideas until your friend guesses it and then swap around and repeat. 5, don't study at all. If you're honestly just not feeling it, then sometimes it's just a good idea to have a break rather than to really push yourself and keep going when you're just not in the mood, because I'm sure you know what it feels like when you do try to push through. Often you just take it really slowly, you're unproductive, you're not motivated, and the work that you create isn't that great in the end just purely because you weren't into it. And really, it just pushes yourself towards more burnout. Whereas you should really take that time to have a break. And you know what? It is okay to have a break. And it took me the longest time to understand that I didn't have to feel guilty if I wasn't studying all the time. So those are my 5 tips for you in terms of how to study for English when you don't want to study for English, with the last one just being ditch it all together. But really, it's all about a balance between study and fun. Okay guys, I hope you all have an amazing week. I will be back here next Monday after school to help you out with some more English tips. And apart from that, catch you later.